Hello and welcome back to Cupcakes and Coasters. Hope you're all doing well. See, it's a little bit festive up in here. It's very much into December, coming up to Christmas, so I thought what better time than to do a fabulous celebratory exciting video where I talk to you all about my new store, clothing line, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, I feel awkward saying like merch. I don't know, it's not merch because it's not like Cupcakes and Coasters related. It's more I designed some stuff. Yay! Yeah, that is right. I finally, after literally like 10-15 years of thinking about it, I finally launched a store that sells coaster enthusiast inspired designs of clothes and apparel and stuff. Yeah, I guess that's probably the best way to describe it. So yeah, Cupcakes and Coasters store on Teespring. I launched it on Friday, I think, Friday just gone. Yeah, and I'm just really excited that it's finally out there and I get to tell you guys all about it. And kind of what I wanted to do was sit down and really kind of talk through like my thinking behind it, why I decided to do it, what it is, what it looks like, and how you can get your hands on some if it's something you fancy. So yeah, let's go. So basically I am a theme park nerd, as we know, but I'm also like, I always hate to say like, oh, I love fashion, like I love fashion is my inspiration, whatever, like no, but like I do like clothes and I do like putting outfits together and I do like styling things, and I do think that I have, like personally, I think I have quite a particular style, and generally speaking, like theme park merch doesn't usually fit into that bracket for me. Like in terms of like my personal style is here and theme park merch is here, and like the Venn diagram doesn't quite cross over as much as I would like. Like don't get me wrong, every now and then there are a few things that I think, oh yeah, that's very much me, especially when it comes to like vintagey looking like t-shirts and jumpers. Universal do that well. Universal's Halloween Horror Nights stuff is good. I think Busch Gardens do, like, you know, like if I said to you like a wolf fleece, you know what I mean, like, or like a wolf t-shirt with those like really weird like graphic designs of like wolves and stuff. Busch Gardens do that style of design but for their coasters, which I've always thought is quite cool. But yeah, generally speaking, I don't really own any theme park related stuff, which is a shame because like obviously I love theme parks and I want to be able to kind of, I like to weave that into kind of my general day-to-day life. Like even if you look at like the Christmas tree, like there's a little Santa on a roller coaster and there's a Steel Vengeance thing on there somewhere. Like I do like to have nods to my theme park geekiness around, but I've never really found designs of merch and apparel that really kind of speak to me personally in terms of my taste. And that's not to say that there aren't great designs out there, both in the parks and in kind of people's Etsy stores and things people design, but I know that I have a very specific style and a specific taste, so it's not something I've ever found. So I thought I'll make my own. It's something I've thought about for years and years and years, and I've always known in my head what I want it to be like. Like I really love like brands like Vans, and there's an indie brand I really like called Abandoned Ship, and I've always loved their style. They kind of use this like traditional tattoo illustration style but then mash it up with kind of modern stuff. You get a lot of skulls and kind of snakes and anchors and things weaved in there, but then they tend to kind of mash it up with stuff that feels a bit more modern and a bit more relevant too. And I was like, I can easily do that for theme park stuff. Like I can think of loads of kind of phrases and designs where those two things will kind of mash together perfectly. The only issue was that I've always been really into drawing. I love doodling and drawing cartoons and sketching and things, and I think if you ask me like when I was a kid growing up what do I want to be, I always said I wanted to be an illustrator, but then as I grew older I was more drawn towards the marketing side of things on social media, and that's ultimately where I ended up going. But what that meant for me was, because I kind of ignored it as a hobby growing up, I never really like digitized my skills. So I can sketch something, like give me a pencil and a piece of paper and I can draw and sketch something, but I don't have the means or the skills or the technology or whatever else to transfer those drawings into kind of a digital landscape where I can kind of produce the clothing, if that makes sense. And luckily, and I say luckily because it's one of those like, is anyone else doing this with 2020 and kind of like trying to find the silver lining? Like, right, okay, 2020 was inarguably shit, but there must be some good stuff that's come out of it. And one of the things that I finally did was I sat down and I properly drew out what I wanted the designs to be, and I worked with a digital graphic designer friend of mine to digitize them. I paid her to kind of create the PNGs for me, and then I have finally made the stuff. So super exciting. I'm really pleased that I've finally done it, because now I feel like I've done this kind of the first round. I feel like it's going to be much easier to when I have other ideas and I want to do other new designs. It's going to be a lot quicker of a process. But yeah, that's a little bit of a background into kind of where it came from. And I didn't particularly love the idea of doing like Cupcakes and Coasters merch, you know, like I wouldn't wear a t-shirt that says just like Cupcakes and Coasters on it, so I wouldn't expect anyone else to want such a thing. So I would much rather have kind of theme park related inspired designs that are kind of more open to a broader audience, as opposed to people who enjoy my content as well. So yeah, that's kind of a bit of a history of my background into like kind of how long I've been thinking about doing this and kind of why it's taken me so long, I guess. But onto the designs. So the idea is that I will kind of, obviously I've launched the store with three lines, shall we say, which I'll talk through in a minute. But the idea is that kind of I will release maybe 2 or 3 designs in one go and kind of keep them rolling throughout the year. So maybe like twice a year I'll release new designs. And something else I really want to do is work with other designers. I know there's loads of designers out there in the community who kind of make these amazing kind of pieces of art, and I always see comments saying, oh, I'd love that on a t-shirt, I'd love that on whatever. So what I also want to do is, if people are interested, obviously I'm not going to force anyone to do it, and if it's not a good idea then we won't. But what I also want to do is offer space in the Cupcakes and Coasters store for like guest designers almost. So if anyone has like a really good design that they wanted to put in a t-shirt but they didn't necessarily want to go through the whole rigmarole of setting up their own store, I want to offer a space in my store for those designs to become available, and then whoever's design it is will just take all the profit from that design. So if that's something you're interested in, whether as a person buying or a person designing, let me know in the comments, get in touch with me, and I'll see what I can do, because it is something I'm really keen to kind of do and roll out and kind of diversify the store a little bit. But yeah, so on to talking about the designs. So like I said, there are 3 designs that I've started with. So the first one, which is on the shirt I'm wearing, this is Creds or Death. So as you can see, there's kind of a close-up of my boob. There's kind of these 2 like skeleton guys, and it says Creds or Death around the edge of the heart, and the heart design in a nice little pocket print on the front. And then if I turn around, you can kind of see it's in a bigger design on the back. And like I really like that kind of the pocket print on the front and the bigger design on the back. Vans do it quite a lot. A lot of kind of indie designers I've seen kind of on Instagram and stuff do it, and they're just something that I personally really like and I would wear. But yeah, so Creds or Death is the first one, the little skeleton guys in the little heart, because we know that, I mean, I definitely think that one day trying to get a cred is going to kill me, and it almost certainly has on a few occasions. So that's kind of an ode to that. The next design is the Ride or Die design. So this has taken the traditional skull with a snake tattoo. It's like an old sailor tattoo, you're probably familiar with it. But instead of a snake, I have swapped it out for some chunky big boy B&M track. And obviously it says Ride or Die around the side. Again, it's one of those things where I feel like on first glance, because we're so used to that kind of skull and snake symbol, you'd look at it and just think it's another skull and snake, but those of us in the know would look at it and go, oh my god, that's like coaster track. I wanted stuff that was a little bit subtler than maybe some other kind of coaster or theme park designs are. Something that those in the know would wear and know that it's theme park related merch or apparel. but to your average Joe, general public kind of person, they wouldn't take a second glance at it. Again, I just like things to be a little more subtle, so that's the thinking behind that one. And the last design is I Heart Creds. As you can see, it's like a pink frilly heart design with the word creds in the middle. The idea behind this one is obviously I heart creds. Obviously we know I love creds, and I wanted a kind of design that communicated that, but I also wanted something that felt quite girly. Something I notice quite a lot with theme park merch and theme park apparel is they do tend to skew more towards the kind of masculine side of things, and I wanted to include stuff that did have a bit more of a feminine girly edge. Obviously all the designs are unisex. I mean, wear away. If you want to wear the t-shirt with a pink heart on it, then fucking go for it. But yeah, it is just a space I've always felt or noticed is quite masculine in terms of design. So yeah, I wanted something that went down more of a feminine route, so we can say, yeah, I'm girly and I count coaster creds and I love it in a little neat heart design. So yeah, those are the 3 designs. If you go to Teespring, there's loads of kind of different items. There's like long sleeve tees, short sleeve tees like the one I'm wearing, there's tote bags, there's jumpers, there's prints if you don't want to buy something to wear, it's just like you just like the design, there's prints. I wanted to offer things again that I personally would buy. Like personally, I don't love like zip up hoodies and things like that, so you won't find anything like that on there. And I also wanted to keep it quite specific to like a select few items, so I don't kind of overload the store with crap. I wanted it to be like a few specific select items. And then again, if you have any feedback, if there's something not in there that you would like to see, let me know and I can see about if there's anything I can do to kind of track that down, source that for the store. Or if there's anything you think that's shit and no one's going to buy that, obviously I have my own analytics as well to see what's performing and what's not, and I can kind of chop and change things. But obviously I always find that things like this work best when I hear kind of directly from the horse's mouth, so any feedback you do have will be very, very appreciated. But yeah, that is essentially it. The store is, the Cupcakes and Coasters store is now open, so yay, I'm so glad that after, like I say, 10-15 years, over a decade anyway, I'm finally sat here saying that I have my own store with my own designs being sold from it. It's something that I've never really given up on it. It's not something I never thought would happen, because it's always been at the back of my mind that I really want to do this, but I'm just so grateful that the kind of COVID and 2020 and lockdown and furlough has kind of actually allowed me the time to sit and actually get it done. So I'm really grateful for that, and obviously I'm grateful to everybody who has already purchased something. It means so much to know that actually something I've designed people are enjoying and purchasing, so I'm really grateful. Thank you so much to everyone who has made a purchase so far. Please do give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below telling me what item you think is the best, or what one's your favourite, and yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Cupcakes and Coasters store now open. See you later. Bye.